Oh, hey, good morning. Good morning, my loves. It is November the 30th. Oh my goodness, November the 30th. It is Monday. It's time for Mother Monday. I don't know why I edited myself out there, but it is Monday morning. So I'm here because Monday is how we start our day. It's going to be how we start our week. Let's set ourselves up right and let's do this shizzle. So for those of you who are new to me, my name is Diana Nash, aka the Badass Woo. I take women who are feeling a bit lost and I help them to peel back the layers, all the stuff, the noise, how to still the mind, how to come back to the center so they can live a life that is truly heartfelt, truly heart loud, and connect back into themselves, into their soul. So as you were jumping on this morning, say good morning so I can see who you are. So what we do each and every Monday is to really think about, okay, let's face it, let's face this shiz head on, right? So what I want you to do, whether you are on live now or watching on replay, just give me a hashtag replay. I want you to ask yourselves 2 questions. Really, really simple. First question, what's going on? What's the noise? So what have you woken up with this morning and what is in your brain, at the back of that brain going, hello, what about this? What about that? I want you to see it and I want you to write it in the comments. I want you to see it and say it out loud. What is it? What's the noise? What's going on? That's your first thing I want you to do, because if we say it, it can't fester a week. It can't be sat at the back, because actually our words and our thoughts all have energy. And if we're not expressing that energy, if we're not saying it, if we're not taking the time to dig and find what's going on, we're just reacting from the emotions it brings in us, because our words and thoughts create emotions in our body. So if we've woken up thinking, oh God, I've got so much to do today and I just don't know how I'm going to get it done. Well, guess what? That's creating panic in your body. That's creating panic in your mind, and the mind gets cloudy. We can't think straight. And so already we're starting our day at 7 o'clock going, I've got so much to do today, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And we set ourselves up into overwhelm. So we say it and we see it. Okay, cool. I'm feeling like there's a lot to do today. The next thing I want you to do is to simply breathe. So for those of you who did my Soul Align program with me, you will know that the first module is all about stilling the mind and how we use the breath, how the breath is so fundamental, not just to being alive. Ha, 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 staying alive, staying alive. The breath is fundamental for so many things. So we need to come back and still the breath. So I hope that you've written that question out. Let me see it in the comments. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to take a breath, because when we allow ourselves to get overwhelmed, guess what? The breath gets affected. So the first thing we need to do is breath. Probably giving you way too much this morning. Okay, so what I want you to do is just to put your hand on your heart and tell me. Okay, hand on the heart, feet on the floor if you can. Anchor and root yourself. And we're just going to take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really, really simple. And I'm going to use the tinctures this morning. Guided for the tincture. So I'm going to, hey, Nicola, good morning, lovely. Just going to use the tinctures this morning. Nicola, if you missed the first bit, I want you to think about what is the noise, what's going on in the brain. It can be one word, it can be a sentence. I want you to put it in the comments. So let's say it and see it. Say what you see. Okay, so we're going to use the tinctures. We're going to take a breath in through the nose and then breathe out. And breathe in. And out. Make sure you've got that hand on your heart. And breathe in. And out. And last one, take a breath in. Feel that sound vibrating through you. And out. Okay. Nicola mindset. Okay. So take that breath in. How did you feel before? How do you feel after? Pay attention. It's really important. The next question I'm going to ask you is, what's the one thing you can do today? What's one action you can take to help with the noise that's in your brain? I really want you to think about that. What is one thing you can do? I want you to say this first thing that pops into your mind and pop it in the comments. One thing you can do. So we've identified the noise, we've taken a breath, and we've got one thing we can do about that. So that is really simplified, but it is really basic stuff. Okay, Nicola, feel more calmer. Good. And it is just by taking that time. So one of the things I do is to teach people that these principles are not crazy principles. They are not about having to be a mastered yogi for hundreds of years. It is simply really simple, easy stuff to strip back and come back into the heart center to learn really basic tools, because some of you out there, and I know, Nicola, you're really far in your spiritual journey, but some people don't have the tools to really connect. And what is missing for a lot of people is that deep, deep connection to themselves. And these really simple tools are perfect. And you'll find that you can still the mind faster, quicker, easier. For me, it's not about, I really struggled with the word coach. That was not me, not a coach. I'm not just a healer. It's a mixture of the two, because we need to understand what is going on in our bodies. We need someone to help us to look inside, to peel back the layers. That's something I do, but that's not all I do. So what I do is guided with my connection, with my spirit, my guides. I connect into my energy, into your energy, and I'm guided to what is going on. I'm guided to where needs to be probed, and we will open out those discussions. I will ask you questions. I will also bring in spiritual healing. We will do actual healing to take you back, to strip out those layers and find the things along your timeline that need healing. And then I use the sound to come in and just cleanse and heal, because we all know, we all have those songs that when we hear them, oh, they just make us feel so amazing, or a piece of music, or the sound of a waterfall. We all have things that we love, sounds that we love, and our body is the same. Your body loves sound. Your body loves harmony. Your body loves to be bathed in that. And so what we do is we use the sound healing then to also help the healing, because with sound healing, you don't have to talk. It knows where to go. And so that is basically my combination. I teach you my tools. We look deep inside at the things that some of you have been scared to look at, because the brain says, don't go there, do not go there. There's too much, it's too painful, stay away from it. And so we don't look inside. But guess what? That stuff is there, festering in us, festering, affecting us, our energy. It affects our thoughts, our behaviors. It then affects our relationships. So for example, if we don't deal with what's going on, so this is why I start every Monday, what's going on? What's the noise? Because if we don't start that process, if we don't start to listen to ourselves, we can't peel back the layers, and that stuff, that noise, that gunk, that's just in us, and it's oozing and it's breathing. And without us knowing it, that's radiating out into our thoughts, into our emotions, into the words we're using, how we're interacting with people. It's going to impact our relationships. It's going to impact us from those thoughts and feelings. Let's take a prime one. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel good enough. Something has happened in your life that has triggered that feeling. You might not be able to put your finger on it, but something has happened that has triggered that feeling. That feeling lives and it breeds and it breeds and it breeds until it starts to show up in ways that are really not helpful in your life. It starts to show up in ways that stops you from going for that job interview, because deep down, your story is you're not good enough. It stops you from entering wholeheartedly into a relationship, because deep down, you're not good enough. So this is why we need to stop the noise and we need to listen and tune in. But the only way we can tune is to have that true connection to ourselves. So I use all the tools. I use my NLP. I'm an NLP practitioner. I am fascinated by the brain and how people are wired and why they do the things they do. I love a good people watch, having a look what's going on around me. I love to understand how people think. So that for me is a prime way to use my skills, my knowledge, my inquisitiveness to help my clients. So we'll look in, what's going on? What's made you feel like that? Where did that start? Let's get back. Let's get back. Now, let's bring in what's that done to your energy? Let's work on that. Let's do some healing around that. Let's bring that deep unconscious stuff to the conscious, and then we can start to let go. And I tell you what, that's going to have affected your energy and your cells. So let's clean up that energy with some beautiful sound healing so we can release in such a gorgeous, beautiful way. So this is how we do it. La 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 la. So if you've got any questions, ask me, because I really want you to understand what it is that I do and why it's important that I do what I do, because I do what I do, what I do, what I do. Because if we don't, it's really simple. Being spiritual is not all about being out there and talking to spirit and having your Auntie Sue come through. It's not all about that. It's about living in alignment, being soul aligned, which is also the name of my program, because it's really important that we are serving from the soul, because when we're serving from the soul, we're doing what lights us up, not what we think we should, not the things that have been put onto us. So when we are serving from that place, that's when we call in the things, the people, the experiences that really light us up, that really make us feel like, wow. Have you ever had one of those moments? Give me a yes in the comments. Have you ever had one of those moments where you just go, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I'm experiencing this, I'm seeing this, I'm doing this. I'm so grateful. Wow. I can't believe it. Give me a yes if that's ever been you. If you're watching on replay, that's cool. Give me a hashtag replay yes. Nicola, yes. That is when we are living our soul's purpose. When we do those things, when we touch on those things that move us to tears, they move us. That's when we've touched on our soul's purpose. That's when it's, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is my life. So after I do a sound healing session, more often than not, I move to tears, because I'm so grateful that this is what I do. This is my job. But it doesn't feel like a job because we're serving our purpose. And when I get a message from the beautiful women that I've called into my life, when I get a message from them reaching out, what do you need? I'm here for you. I've created that. I've called that in, but I've had to do a lot of work to get here. I've had to do a lot of deep digging, releasing, letting go of all the things that I thought I should be or should have or should think or should feel. I had to do a really big audit of myself and go, what's real, what's not? What do I want? What do I not? And it's allowing ourselves that space and time. So motherfucking Monday, let's really tune in. So if you're watching on replay, I want you to ask yourself, what is the noise? What's going on? I want you to breathe, motherfucker. And then I want you to think, what is one thing I can take action on that to sort? Okay, so Nicola, your thing is self-love. Yes, Nicola, tell me what you're going to do for yourself. Really important, because it's really good to jump on these things, to do courses and programs and all the rest, but we've got to do the things. It's no good to say, I did that and it didn't work, because we all have barriers, because the little human in us wants to stay safe. So we all have barriers and blockages. Like when something comes up and you go, oh my God, I really need to do this, a program, or, a retreat. I've got a retreat coming up. And I've heard people say, I can't afford it. So here's the classics. I can't afford it. I haven't got the time. I don't feel like it's right for me. When actually deep down, your soul is going, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. But the brain gets in the way and goes, oh, no, stay away from that, because you're going to have to do some work, because it's going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But guess what? On the other side of discomfort is excitement. On the other side of discomfort is growth. That's what's on the other side. And we just need to still the mind, come back to the heart and be led And when we are able to do that, that's when life becomes so much easier. We're not fighting anymore because we just tune in and are in flow with where we need to go, what we need to do. And we're able to call in the people that can help us along the way. We don't have to struggle. Life does not have to be a struggle. And when we are connected and living from that place, it becomes easy. It becomes easy. And I know that we all want to feel that life is easy and fun and all of those things. Nicola, for me, it's doing things that lift my soul, like journaling and reading. Yes. And singing helps me lift my vibe. Yes, Nicola's over in my Facebook group. And every Friday, we have Friday, where for that exact reason, I post a karaoke track and we sing live together. Every Friday morning at 9:30, we have a live sing-along, because singing lifts the spirits. Singing actually releases the feel-good endorphins in your body. That's why I bring in all these little bits of me. I'm a trained singer. I bring that in. I bring that into my healing. It's a combination of everything. And that's why I'm the badass woo, because I bring all these different things. I don't just tell you spirituality has to be a certain way. You don't have to do things a certain way. I want you to find your way. I'm going to teach you my tools, my foundational things. You make it your own, honey. You do you, boo. What works for me might be slightly different for you, and you need to find your path. But that's what I'm here to guide you on. Guide you. But some of the things I teach are pure foundational tools that are the same for everybody, like the breath, foundational to everything. So, my darlings, tonight I have my last ever Sacred Sound Circle, which is a guided journey through sound and spirit, where we have sound healing, spirit come forwards, and I literally open up and they just take us on a gorgeous journey, wherever they want to take us. Sometimes it's through a forest, sometimes we go to waterfalls. It's beautiful, and they give guidance and messages to help us. This is not a mediumship session where they are passing on messages from Auntie Rita. This is not that. This is pure guidance for what your soul needs right now. And they're just coming forwards. And it is sound healing to help rebalance the body, rebalance the energy. Just to take some time out. It's the full moon. I always do them on the full moon, because the full moon is all about releasing and letting go. So we use the sound, we set the intention, and we let all the stuff, all the noise that's going on in the head, this is the time to let it go. So that's tonight at 8 o'clock. The exchange is £33. It is the last one I'm ever doing. It's going to be super, super special. A real special gathering tonight. It's that chance just to feel held, to feel loved and supported. You don't need to talk. You'll just feel it. You will just feel it. I can't describe it any other way than, if you're curious, come along and experience it. It's not scary. It is the most beautiful, loving, uplifting experience ever. Often emotional, because we're letting go of that stuff that we don't have the guts to say. We're letting go of that. So that's tonight at 8 o'clock. And it is the last ever one, because I'm bringing something really gorgeous in its place. Okay, my darlings. So watching on replay, just tell me those things. What's going on? What's the noise? Take a breath and tell me the one thing you're going to do to make a change. And before I forget, the doors to the retreat are still open. The early bird saving, you can save £150, but that ends on Thursday. I have 5 spaces left on the retreat for March 2021. Oh, hello, Wheezy. If COVID knocks its head around and says we can't do it, then I will shift the date. And if we still can't do it, then there will be full refunds given. So don't worry, you're safe, sweetheart. But you get to experience sound healing, deeper connection with yourself, that deeper exploration, everything I'm about, and shits and giggles. There's a hot tub there. We're going to be watching the stars. Oh my goodness. And the bit I'm really excited about is the spaces in between. The spaces where we can have the conversations around the dinner table, the spaces where we just sat together having a coffee. That's what I'm really excited about as well, because that's where magic memories are going to be made. So that is open until Thursday. You can save £150, 5 spaces left. Okay, my darlings, I'm going to jump off. I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember, Monday, your way. You get to choose. You say when, you say who, you say how much. Pretty Woman reference. It's all about you, baby. You get to choose. So choose. I don't know what I was going to sign off with then. You get to choose. So choose from here. There we go. Choose from here. Okay, my darlings, have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the day. So much love. See you later.